Okay, so today we have Hanging Around by the Stranglers. Now, this is a band that gets requested often. I don't know why it's taking me this long to come back to them. I don't think I've done a reaction to them since last year, I want to say. But I always enjoy what I hear when I do listen to them. So let's get into this one, talk about it after. And yeah, I do believe this is from their debut album, I want to say. So here we go. I have not heard a Strangler song I don't like, so I'm probably going to like this one as well. Minimalistic off the top.
Big girl in the red dress, she's just trying to impress us, and she's got that valley fever, but she doesn't make a sound. She's just hanging around. She's just hanging around.
Oh, that voice.
Down the corporate alley with a hustler speaking bullet. There's a million of them selling, and the buyers can't be found. They're just hanging around.
All right.
They're just hanging around. He's alright in the city, cause he's high above the ground. He's just hanging around. He's just hanging around. He's just hanging around. He's just hanging around. One of them comes closer, he's got a monkey on his shoulder. He's getting grinner, but his eyes are on the ground. He's just hanging around. He's just hanging around. I'm moving in the colon with the leather all around me, and the sweat is getting steamy, but their eyes are on the ground. They're just hanging around. They're just hanging around. He's alright in the city, cause he's high above the ground. He's just hanging around. He's just hanging around. He's just hanging around. He's just hanging
Oh, beautiful little thing at the end by the drums. All right, there it is. He's just hanging around. That's all he's doing. That's all they're doing. Hanging around by the Stranglers. again, it's been so long since I did a Stranglers reaction, like a year or whatever, and I haven't really listened to them in between that time, in between videos that I've done on them, of course, just in my private life or anything. So hearing this band again, and again in a new song that I've never heard, of course, it just hits so well. I mean, this is just so good. Oh my god, the bass work here. I mean, that bass line that almost pretty much drives the song. Dave Greenfield on the, I do believe he's on the Hammond organ. If I could look at, I want to get this shit right. Dave Greenfield was on Hammond organ and electric piano there too, because I was just going to say keyboards, but I guess it sounded like an organ. I mean, that's what I wanted to say, but he sounds so light, and it's almost like I'm at a ball game or something. I don't know, there's just that kind of it gave it a lot of character, it gave the song a lot of character, and again, it sounded light, kind of sounded bright, when the whole song, it was just like a contrast, because the song sounded dirty and the song sounded grimy, but at the same time, that always just comes to my mind because of Hugh Cornwell's vocals. His vocals are always so throaty, they're always so gruff, and they're always like, I don't know how he talks. I've never heard him just talk by himself in an interview or anything, so I don't know if he talks like that, but just his throaty vocals are always just so good, and yeah, just again makes me think about just a dark, cloudy kind of feeling and all that stuff. That's what I get from a band, from them in a song or whatever. But then again, there's a contrast there because Dave Greenfield sounds so kind of jumpy and uplifting here on the keyboards, and yeah. So anyway, and again, a Hammond organ. I mean, Hammond organs can obviously sound serious, and they can sound, I guess serious is the word to go with there. But on this one, though, he just kind of lifted the mood a little bit. That's what came to me anyway. Like, it's an aggressive, visceral sound, but it's polished. It's a bit shiny, which I really enjoy too. And I know these guys, I mean, people have yelled at me for this before, but on Wikipedia, it's put the genre as just punk rock. But I mean, these guys, there's so many different genres going on here. Like, I wanted to look at one point, I never even actually did, to see what year this came out, 1977. Because for me, and I know there's not any synths here, I don't believe, or anything like that, no. But there was almost like a new wave sound. And I know it's 77, new wave is going to come to the forefront, but there was just inklings of like that I could hear in the music for some reason. I guess maybe between the guitar work and between Dave Greenfield's playing. But anyway, there's just so much going on here. These guys were just so much more than punk, I would have to say. And their attitudes and such might have been punk, but yeah, they were just full of so much talent, obviously, that you couldn't really just put them into one hole, I guess. But anyway, I talked about that, but I got to talk about the bass a little bit, so I want to talk about it more. I did watch an interview just to remind myself of how you say his name, and he said it very French, and I did take French a long time ago, but it's been a while. But Jean-Jacques Burnel, I want to say there, or just JJ, I guess we can call him, who is, of course, on bass guitar here. You want to talk about how the song sounds visceral and grimy. That bass guitar just cuts through like a knife through butter, and it's just so much coming to you right off the get-go too, like, because it was sparse. Like, I do believe there was a little drum work at the beginning from Jet Black, which again, their names are also great. Jean-Jacques Burnel, Hugh Cornwell, Dave Greenfield, Jet Black, and just some great names. Anyway, where he's kind of starting off the song a little bit there, very minimalistic, like I said off the top, and then here comes pumps of the organ, and then here comes the goddamn bass guitar. And it just cuts through, and it's like, oh my goodness, that's just, it's already a different feel. I just love the contrast between what was going on, and then JJ fucks everything up in a good way. And then again, here comes Hugh Cornwell's voice, which again fits the bass work. They're just so good. I don't know, his voice just fits JJ's sound so well, and it's just beautiful. Beautiful to me, again, grimy and all that stuff, which I find beautiful. Oh, but, and the way he would deliver some of his words, I can't remember the lyrics now, we'll get to the lyrics soon, but how he sings so short, and you almost can't understand everything he's saying, which is fun too, and yeah, it's almost a little bit unintelligible, and it's just, I don't know, he's getting his words out as quick as possible. It's like, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. It's just like, oh my goodness gracious, he's got a lot of passion, he's got a lot of things to say, and he's gonna say it his goddamn way, so hold the phone here. I'm dry as a popcorn fart. But anyway, my goodness gracious. Of course, when we want to talk about what the song seems to be about, and from what I've read as well, I do believe Hugh Cornwell said this. I want to get that right as well. I always, want to get things right. But yeah, according to Hugh Cornwell, which I'm seeing here on songfacts.com, he talked about this track being kind of inspired by the people that the band saw around London, the pubs and all the stuff that they were playing, and they would see these kind of characters. They did see a woman in a red dress as it starts off the song there, who was always drunk, I guess, and just a lot of these same characters. And I mean, I can think of these characters too when you're talking about people who might not be, I guess, the healthiest or whatever you want to say, or it might be in a drug area, whatever the hell, or drinking or all this stuff. I mean, there's areas immediately that come to mind in my city where there's, where this kind of stuff happens, whatever. So that came to mind immediately, and it just makes you think about, I guess, maybe your own hometown, and some of these characters. You might even be related to some of these characters, and yeah, just taking all those people into effect and putting them into a song, and that's how I guess he was kind of inspired here. I mean, you gotta talk about what you see when you're playing city to city or around pubs around town. I mean, a lot of singers that I've reacted to have done that. I mean, I think about Squeeze's song there with Tempted, I do believe, where they talk about pretty much going town to town, being on the road, and the characters they see, putting that into a song, and maybe it'll be successful. And that's what seemed to happen here for Hanging Around. All these people seem to be hanging around, and Hugh Cornwell was putting that in his head and remembering that when I guess he wrote the song. But let's get into this now, I guess. I already talked about everyone. Yeah, I already talked about everyone on what they're on and all that stuff. Of course, Hugh Cornwell, lead in rhythm guitar. I didn't really say that. But yeah, JJ back vocals, bass guitar. Talked about Dave, and then Jet Black, we know, is on drums. But yeah, again, and I didn't really even say about the solo. There's so much in my head because it's so much to take in on a first listen. But great lead guitar solo there at one point, really took over the song for about a minute or so. It didn't outstay its welcome. I was very entertained the whole way through there, and it was a bit grimy as well. It kind of matched the song's feel, and yeah, another word I could use for like the organs and such is it was like a swirling sound. It was very it really, I don't know, just kind of encapsulated your whole head. Is that what I want to say? I don't know, it just kind of blew you away the whole way through. And I really, at some points, didn't know what to listen to because there was just all such great music to my ears. Holy moly. But let's get into these lyrics. Holy moly. Big girl in the red dress. I mean, some girls are bigger than others. She's just trying to impress us. And again, the way she's just trying to impress us. I can't replicate his voice, but just the way he's delivered these lyrics with so much vigor. And she's got the barley fever. I mean, barley, I think about alcohol. I think she's probably drunk, I guess you would say, as I've read from Hugh Cornwell. She was a real person. But she doesn't make a sound. She's just hanging around. She's just hanging around. There she is there. She's not making a sound. I mean, it sounds pretty straightforward. There's this girl in a red dress. She hangs around the bars, whatever. She seems to always be liquored up or something. Here we are. First two, it's a lot of like people watching. It feels like down the court road early with the hustlers big and burly. I mean, again, they're just talking about what they see. There's a million of them selling, and I think about selling drugs. I mean, that seems to be the part of town they're talking about here. And the buyers can be found. We see the buyers, we see the sellers. Nobody really gives a shit. They're all just hanging around doing their own thing. Why not? Again, I don't really think there's too much to go more deep into here. I know that some of these lyrics, when he talks about a court, or when he talks later on after the chorus, I do believe, where he references a specific place. I do believe where Hugh or maybe somebody else in the band lived or something. But I mean, yeah, it's just all kind of around the UK, of course, or London area. Christ, he told his mother. Christ, he told her not to bother because he's all right in the city because he's high above the ground. He's just hanging around, and the way he would say around, it would elongate that around. It just worked very well too. And I feel like we're just talking about here. There seems to be, would you call that a double entendre or whatever the hell, or it has two meanings anyway, double meaning, where he's talking about, this seems like this person, maybe this drug addict, whatever this person is, he doesn't seem to be okay, but he's telling his mom that he's okay and not to worry. He's high above the ground. He's not 6 feet under the ground. He's still above the ground. He's still living. And he's fine in the city. He's not getting into these bad things with drugs or alcohol or anything like that. He's a good boy. But obviously, we know that he's probably not. And then we think about Christ on the cross, I guess. And I did read, too, that Hugh Cornwell said he's always been kind of intrigued by the image of Christ on the cross and, hanging around on the cross. And I guess maybe that probably came to his mind as well. So, and yeah, maybe we're talking about, too, Mother Mary weeping because of Jesus is on the cross or whatever. And it's kind of... I don't want to say ironic, but I'm wearing a Bad Religion shirt. So, I mean, the whole Christian Christ thing comes into play in the song. And I didn't even think, I never knew that was going to happen. But here we are. Anyway, then we have the third verse here. Oh my goodness. One of them comes closer. got a monkey on his shoulder, and the monkey's getting grinner. I've never heard that before. The monkey's getting grinner. Beautiful. But his eyes are on the ground. He's just hanging around. It's just, there's so much style in his voice when he says that. And I don't know if we're just talking about, people say you get the monkey off your back, that kind of a thing. But it seems like a lot of these people have a monkey on their back, have some kind of chip on their shoulder, have some kind of problem. And yeah, I don't know if that's really what we're going for there. I don't think there's an actual monkey on his shoulder. I don't know, but maybe there is. You never know with some of these characters. But yeah, he's just hanging around. He's got something on his chest anyway. I'm moving into in the Coleherne. I want to say that's what I was talking about earlier when I think that was a place that Hugh perhaps lived at or he knew about anyway, which is a place I would say is probably in the UK. With the leather all around me, I think of people wearing leather jackets, of course, and the sweat is getting steamy. My goodness, but their eyes are on the ground. Again, they're on the ground. They're not really looking around. It just seems like almost these people, almost like zombies, are they're hanging around. They're there. But do they even know they're there? I mean, that comes to mind too. And then we have the chorus once more, ×2. Christ, he told his mother. Christ, he told her not to bother. Again, it seems like he's almost getting angry with his mother about her worrying about his whereabouts or how he is or whatever. But of course, a mother's going to worry, and she should worry. Because these people that Hugh was talking about here in the song, I don't know if those are people your mother wants you hanging out with, but either way, he's only hanging around, and he's telling her that he's high above the ground. But yeah, I was gonna say it's a great picture, or it's a interesting picture that the band paints here. But again, it's a true picture. It was a real picture. These are characters that the band would see around the pubs or the places they were playing at, and again, that goes in your memory bank. That can be an easy song. I mean, I think about even somebody like Lou Reed or something. Talking about the things he would see in New York City or whatever. Like I said, with Squeeze and Tempted. Talking about the people or the things they saw when they were going to town. I think about BTO. Ride Down the Highway. I mean, so many different songs, so many different artists have talked about this stuff, the people they see, especially when they're starting out, and how you put that into a song. But anyway, it was a great little ditty here, my goodness gracious, and I'm so happy I finally came back to the Stranglers. They have just a visceral sound that I feel like nobody else can match. There's something just, again, so grimy about them, or just so dirty about them, which I love. And again, maybe it is just Hugh's voice or what. It's just, again, so throaty, and it's just, my goodness, it almost feels like he's got so much phlegm in there, and you just want to give him some cough medicine, but at the same time, you don't, because he sounds great. But anyway, I guess that's all I'm going to say. And JJ is fucking nuts in the bass guitar. I got to say that too. Anyway, everyone was a great musician, of course, in this band. And I do believe Dave is the only one who's passed away. He passed again in 2020. And his sound was obviously integral to this band too. So anyway, I guess that's all I got to say. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. Thanks for requesting this band all the time. I finally came back to them. And have a good day or night or whatever it is for you. I'll talk to you again soon.